Mhm. Okay, let me just sip a little more. Oh, it's hot. All right, my name is Emmy. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, right now I'm going to be doing a ClairTarot reading for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I was like, Venus? No, not Venus. I was reading the card benefits, Venus. Okay. Anyways. So here's the thing, Libra, you've gone through some ish. Okay. You've been going through some ish. You went through some ish, still going through some ish. But here's the thing, the tides are about to change. I think for most Libras, not all, this is not going to resonate for everyone, and that's perfectly okay. But I think for most Libras, um, especially the ones that watch all my savage ass Libra readings, I love you guys is why. You're kind of getting the idea. At this point, you're taking full accountability for your life, the way your life has been going. You're recognizing that you keep repeating patterns and you're consciously choosing to not continue with those patterns. And so that's a good thing. That's a really good thing, because once you choose to shift it, even just a little bit, once that tide shifts, that's it. You can't control that tide anymore. It's going to continue shifting in that direction. So card number 20, flow. First, recognize you can control the flow of your life. Then allow it to flow. Get out of your own way. All right. So look at this. There are two moons. All right. There are two moons right here. One looks very brightly lit. The other one is much dimmer. So it reminds me of that story, that Native American story. And thank you to whoever it was that really validated my feeling that the story that's being passed around about the two wolves was total BS. So there's this story that's being passed around on the internet. They're crediting Native American folklore. And it's this story of the two wolves. Within you are two wolves, a white wolf and a black wolf. And, you know, the white wolf symbolizes everything that's pure or whatever. The black wolf is everything that's dark. And whichever wolf you feed is a wolf that's going to thrive. And to me, it was like, there's no balance in that. I mean, why would you only feed one? How is that loving? Why wouldn't you feed both? And they wouldn't need to fight, you know, because that was the whole thing, is that they're going to fight. And whoever you feed the most is going to win. And then one of you guys was like, no, that's not true. I say, it's not. And then they gave the whole story, which was this, you know, feed both wolves. So both will be nurtured and will grow to love the whole, and that they would do whatever it takes to provide and protect for the whole. And that's kind of what's happening right now. You have these two wolves, right? You have these two moons, and everything that's done in shadow, things that you try and keep secret and hidden, those are the things that are contained within the moon energy, the lunar energy. So the things that are good that you do, that you keep hidden, because Libra, you know, you have a lot of good within you. You truly do. A lot of the Libras I know, when they learn to balance, like actually balance their emotions and their thoughts and behaviors and things like that, they have so much goodness within them. But then there's also this other half that, you know, there's a lot of really unbalanced, questionable things that are stored there. With that, it's a much smaller amount at this point, but it's still very dense. So you're going to have to allow the energy to flush that out. For some of you, you're going to need, let me just push this back. For some of you, you're going to need to begin having the conversations that are necessary to purge out those feelings. One of the things I notice about Libra energy is that you might not say it out loud, but after you've done something that's shady, whatever, after you make a decision that you realize later on is not in full alignment with you and your truth and the way your heart functions, you feel really badly about it, but you don't speak on it. You get real quiet about that. You're very embarrassed about it, which is understandable. That's absolutely understandable. But stuffing it away does nothing but create more density within that darker moon. So allow the flow of your energy to flush it out, okay? For some, this means having conversations. For others, this means having an internal conversation. Really just being on your own and telling yourself, you know, this is what I did at that time. That's what I felt was the only viable solution. It wasn't the best solution. It wasn't even a solution. In fact, it was a bad idea. Someone got their feelings hurt or whatever it is, but give yourself permission to move beyond that. You're not just that one circumstance. This is what I notice about Libra. You take the worst circumstance that you've been through and you apply it through your whole life. Well, I already fucked up there. Might as well take it all the way across. No, you don't have to take it all the way across. That is not all the way across. That's one little point in your life, okay? You're not a bad person. So card number 1, after the storm. What do storms do? I mean, aside from being very inconvenient, being very messy, what do? All of that rain, all of that flow cleanses the landscape. I mean, some storms are so powerful, they can terraform. They can change the landscape altogether. If you look at the Sphinx, I was watching this video on the Sphinx and the history of it. They think that it was actually built much earlier than what they first were saying. And the way they were tracking this is they didn't look just at the Sphinx because they knew that there was a lot of attempts to patch it up over multiple generations, dynasties. But they looked at the surrounding area and they saw severe erosion. So they're, okay, that's totally a tangent. But what I'm saying is storms, they have the power to even erode something as huge as the Sphinx in Egypt. So just know that storms can completely change your life if you allow it. Okay, if you allow it, if you choose to rebuild after a storm has cleared away that which no longer serves, you can definitely heal beyond those single moments that you're using to continue to punish yourself. You have to allow yourself to have compassion for you. All right. It's beautiful for us to be able to have compassion for other people. That's beautiful. But the most spiritual thing, the most spiritual form of compassion is compassion for self. All right? Compassion for self. Be gentle with yourself. Now, in previous readings, I have said that Libra is having a hard time balancing. You guys are known for balance. And it's because you've allowed one half of you to become so tight and so crippled. And, you know, I was talking to someone recently about body work, and he brought up a very, very good point that applies through all of your spiritual parts as well. When you experience an injury, he was helping me with my elbow. When you experience an injury, you're going to protect that injury, that injured part. So you're going to bring it closer to your body. And I've noticed that as my elbow is struggling to heal, I find myself constantly like this, and it's locking everything else up. Well, that's the same thing that's going on with Libra. You've experienced a wound. And so how are you going to balance when one is like this? It's skewed, right? So this is balanced because this side is all being protected. Well, now is the time for you to allow yourself to heal so you can have functional parts. And this is more than just functional body parts. This is functional parts of you, your thoughts, your emotions, the way you process, how you interact, all of that. This is a beautiful, beautiful time for you to begin healing, truly healing, not clinging on to someone else, hoping they'll help you heal you. No. The only way to heal yourself is to allow yourself to heal. That's the only way. because people can continue to bandage that wound over and over for you because you can't do it yourself. But the fact is, the best, most efficient way to heal a wound is by leaving it aired out, not covering it up, allowing it to breathe. All right, cleaning it up first and then allowing it to breathe. Keep it clean, let it breathe. And that's what you have to begin doing. Allow yourself to breathe. Allow yourself to begin communicating with yourself. You know, these conversations are seriously important. People might be like, well, that's silly. I'm not going to sit there and be like, hey, self, you can heal now. Well, that's cute. That's cute that you want to choose to believe that healing yourself is silly. That's real cute. How far has that gotten you? How far has that gotten you? Okay. So before you start criticizing and degrading your own healing process, think of what you've done so far and how much it's healed you. If what you've been doing so far hasn't healed you, why are you going to continue to do the same? Being tough, you know, being a bad bitch, whatever the hell people are saying these days. There's this common thread that's trying to be sewn through all of creation at this point. Like, I'm a bad bitch, I don't give a fuck. No, the truly bad bitches give so many fucks, but know who to give those fucks to. And that's one of the things Libra really struggles with. You know you give a fuck. Libras are very sensitive. They know they give a fuck. The only problem is you keep giving the fucks to the wrong people, the people who are using you, the people who don't fuck with you. See, and we can use vernacular. We could use pop culture shit. If it makes you better understand what I'm trying to say, we can definitely do that. But the fact is, you keep giving your loyalty to people who are disloyal. And when you keep doing that, you will keep re-injuring the same wound. It doesn't lead to your healing. But when you shift something, when you recognize that you're repeating the same patterns over and over, notice how there's no need to blame, no need to shame yourself, guilt yourself. This is all about recognition, self-realization, self-actualization. Those two are different things, but they all lead to the same. Entering a state of reunification within yourself, reunification of the self and the soul, allowing it to come back together. The higher and the lower, the light and the dark, masculine and feminine. You have all of these polarities, all packed within your own auric field. And it's time to begin truly doing what you excel at, which is balancing. But before you can balance, you have to first heal the very thing that crippled you in the first place. In order to heal that, you have to stop doing the things that are perpetuating that lack of healing, okay? So Queen of Heaven, blessing from the Divine Empress of the Skies. Here she comes. Look at her. Look at her. Okay, what's this mean? Look at you, girlfriend. That must be heavy to be carrying. Is that a seat? I don't know. Let's see what this card means. Here we go. The Queen of Heaven, the Divine Empress of the Skies, acknowledges your feminine authority now. As a man or a woman, you have a life path of spiritual leadership to bring qualities of mercy, compassion, and wisdom into the world. This card is a confirmation of your feminine leadership and spiritual authority, whether in male or female body in this life. Isis means throne, and in her presence and blessing, Divine Empress of the Skies, she offers initiates of the light, men and women, great feminine spiritual power. And that's another thing. We have both masculine and feminine within us, right? The feminine has been bashed for so long. I'm not a feminist in any way, shape, or form. I personally believe feminism, the way it is right now, is utter bullshit, and it's a wounded feminine, okay? That's a wounded goddess. So we're not trying to bash anyone at this point. What we need to recognize is, for men and women alike, you have to allow that goddess energy within you to begin doing what it's there to do, which is nurture. I mean, what's the best way to heal the wound? To nurture it. And regardless of whether you're a man or a woman, You have to begin allowing yourself to nurture yourself. This goes beyond, like, pedicures, manicures, getting your hair done, facial. It goes beyond that. Nurturing yourself is being able to sit in stillness with yourself. No one else there, just you. No distractions, just you. Focusing on what it is you need to see within yourself. Okay? So, this oracle is confirmation to step forward in leadership if you've been considering doing so. It might be in connection with others, especially if you drew. No, we didn't draw that card. But you definitely have to begin recognizing what it is you're doing. You have to begin giving yourself permission to allow the feminine within you to nurture you. Okay? A truly powerful feminine does not need to bash the masculine. Okay? A truly powerful masculine has no shame embracing the feminine. It's about balance. It's truly about balance. If you look at history, some of the most powerful spiritual leaders are androgynous. Okay? That it has nothing to do with sexual orientation. This has to do with you being able to tap in a balanced way to your masculine and your feminine. So just let that sink in. If you are a Libra with, a female Libra with more masculine traits, and you kind of feel ashamed of that, why? Don't feel ashamed of that. If you're a Libra, a male Libra with more feminine traits, and you feel like that makes you weak and a target, why? No one can target you without your permission. Okay? People are targeted when they look like easy targets. When you question yourself, when you don't own your power. I've never been targeted like that, ever, ever. The people who have tried to target me have just been flustered. Not even joking. Just go ahead. Keep trying. I'm over here sipping my coffee, watching you get flustered. No, you don't have that kind of power over me. And when you begin to really embrace that, and just so you guys are aware, I may look very feminine, but I have a very masculine energy, especially in real life. I have a very masculine energy. And I've I've been at Home Depot with a hat on and a hood and wearing my husband's clothes. And the worker's like, "Excuse me, sir, do you need help?" And I turn around and they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." No, it's all good. You called me sir. It's all good. That's a sign of respect. All right, your next card. Here we go. Card number 49. Jupiter return benefits. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. So when you begin to prepare yourself for the changing of the tides, your luck will change as well. You are preparing for a shift in your life. Buckle up. This last little portion before the actual shift, it might be very challenging. Okay? It might be very challenging, but it's worth it. You're worth it. Yeah, do you need me to say that again, Libra? You are worth it. I didn't blink. I didn't stutter. You're worth it. Okay? So this occurs every 12 years. That's a long ass time. That's a long ass time. So you're overdue. You are now overdue for a shift, for a return back home to you. This indicates a period when doors are open to you and obstacles are lifted. You're given the freedom to advance your goals with absolute abandon. You'll soon be entering a time where you encounter less resistance and life should flow much easier, which, remember, flow, right? So this card indicates good fortune and prosperity, not just financial or material, okay? Let's see. Yeah, that's nice. You might be traveling a little bit more. Oh, this is important. It's time to take a broader reach and to show gratitude. See the possibilities, trust in your fortune, and give thanks to the gods. Making light of a situation and realizing it's not as bad as it seems is the best approach. In fact, something will be rescued from the darkness. Oh, look at that. You are in a kingly or queenly place right now. Bigger goals and plans now rule your life. It's time to put laziness aside and buckle down for some dramatic changes, mostly positive. And I want to add, for the most part, what I see about Libras, you guys are pretty hard workers. Okay. Always grinding, always grinding. But you have so much other shit you toss in there that the negativity you experience almost completely obscures all the positivity. So you just have to make sure the negativity is contained. Okay, more than just balancing, you have to contain that negativity, that negative charge. It can be used as fuel for something else, for your rise, but you have to make sure it doesn't obscure the light aspects, or else you fall back into that same routine of like nothing good ever happens, and then you start to manifest nothing good. So just be careful of that mindset. Okay, card number 52, void of course, moon missing. So this, what we just talked about with Jupiter returns, that's about to happen for you. Goodness is about to come. First, you're currently in this stage. Let's see, where is it? The moon is a friend for the lonesome to talk to. So this is really about you not letting other people truly into your thoughts. And that's something I noticed about Libras. You guys keep a lot of your struggles, internal struggles, to yourself. And that's why it gets all built up and really dense, okay? All is not as it seems. This void of course moon card can be daunting. It may not be a good or appropriate time to answer your question. As it is now, the results may not be what you want. So this goes back to the whole, right before the shift, you're going to be challenged one more time, or maybe a couple, but you're worth it. So hang in there, okay? Okay, let's see. Sit still and stay as you are. Take no action at the current time. Wait for the storm to pass over. So remember, after the storm is still coming, okay? Storm is still coming. Let's see. Oh, this is important. The moon travels through the entire zodiac in 27 and a half days. There's a moment when the moon makes its last major aspect before leaving one sign and entering the next. It's as if the moon has gone to sleep. Her wisdom is being withheld until she moves into a new sign and the moon begins a new chapter or story. So if you feel like you've gone stagnant for the past, couple days, week, 2 weeks, it's not stagnation. You're entering a new phase. Okay. You're still in that storm. You're still needing to kind of slow it down. Make sure in this time you are doing everything in your power to recalibrate your thoughts, your energy, get recentered within your heart space, because you don't want to carry over any of the bullshit into the new phase of your life. You don't want to carry any of that over. As a matter of fact, this card talks about it can be used to your benefit. So keep this in mind when this card shows up. For instance, you can work on something you don't really want. So if you don't really want that relationship to work out with that person who keeps you in a negative place, work on it right now. Interact, and then you'll see it implode and you can finally let it go. But the things you do really want, you don't want it to be tainted with what you're purging right now. So leave that alone for a little bit, okay? Don't interact, don't work on the projects, just kind of allow yourself to really be in your own process right now. Allow yourself to sit really quiet with yourself. You have to really start talking to yourself. It's not the sign of a crazy person to be talking to yourself. What's crazy is to listen to everyone else except yourself. That's crazy. I used to have people tell me that I'm crazy because I'm talking to myself. No, I give myself really good advice. Do I always follow it? Usually not. No, I usually don't. But it sounds very good. It does sound very good, but I don't listen to myself. I do talk to myself though. Card number 3, time. You just need time. Okay? You need time. There is nothing weak about taking your time. There is nothing strong about rushing everything. As a matter of fact, if you really look at things, when you rush things, where does that come from? It comes from a place of fear because you're afraid you won't meet a deadline. You're afraid you won't do this. You're afraid it won't be enough. You're afraid of lacking. But when you take your time, look at the quality of your work. Look at the response that you get. It's a beautiful thing. You have the ability to cultivate beautiful, beautiful results if you take your time. Does that mean dragging your feet? No, that means recognizing when it's time to move on to another aspect of that project and when you need to kind of sit for a moment, observe, and see what needs to be tweaked. Better to do it one time than having to continue to repair all the mistakes because you were rushing. And this is beautiful advice for relationships, okay? It's better to sit quietly and try and figure things out in your mind before you jump the gun and just start going off messing up that relationship. Because once things are said, regardless of whether that person forgives you or not, it will forever change your relationship. It will forever change your relationship. I don't care how gracious your significant other is and they never bring it up again. They will forever see you differently. Forever see you differently. And they might be able to move past it. They might not. Who knows? But it will forever change the way they see you. Okay? Ooh. Okay, girl. High Priestess, mysteries revealed in the eyes of Isis. Okay. Let me just get the card. You need to begin looking yourself in the eyes. The people who you deal with, the people who you do business with, friends, any of that. Look them in the eyes. Their eyes will reveal everything you need to know. Libra, you're very intuitive. You're very intuitive. Stop sitting on a fence because you don't want to offend other people. You don't want to make the wrong move and therefore offend other people. No action is a decision. That's an action. Okay? And usually when you take no action based on the premise of you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, it's going to blow up in your face. That's what I've always seen. That's what I've always seen. The only time non-action is a good thing is when you recognize you don't need to be involved in any of this drama. It's not going to grow you in any sort of way, so it doesn't need a response from you. That's a very healthy reason for no action. But if you're not talking or reacting or responding because, I don't want to piss them off, or I don't want to deal with this right now. Okay. Okay. That's nice. That's cute. That is cute. It's going to blow up in your face. So, beloved, Isis gazes upon you now, and behind her vast eyes, mysteries are unveiled. A new clarity around your direction is unfolding. Be willing to wait for the full reveal, but also recognize what's happening at this time. You will be gaining valuable insight into where you're being led and for what purpose. It's an exciting moment in your unfoldment. Have reverence and an open heart and mind, and wait patiently for the grand revelation that's on its way. Currently, you're being offered assistance in unveiling your divine destiny. You will be shown your purpose in a broader and more meaningful way than ever before. See, I keep running into the word broader, and whenever I run across that word for you guys, there's an emphasis on the word broader. And relating back to the whole injury metaphor, where once you're injured, your body will try and protect itself and bring it closer, crippling you. Well, broader means allow yourself to expand, just, you know what I'm saying? Just push it out. Push it out. So allow yourself to really begin expanding your inner, under, and overstanding of yourself, your soul, your journey thus far, even all the bad decisions you made. There's no bad decision. All of those things were teaching you something. You simply opted to learn in the most challenging way possible. It wasn't a bad decision. It was a decision. That's it. It was a decision. It wasn't a mistake. It was a life circumstance. That's it. I don't believe in the whole like good decision, bad decision. No, a decision is a decision. Still leads you to the same place. You're still going to be learning that lesson. But when you choose to learn it in the most difficult or challenging way, you end up learning it in a much deeper fashion. Okay. So card number 13, the crow. Your higher self is giving you all these messages. All these messages. You're needing to begin communicating. Your evolution is tied to your ability to communicate what's within your chest. It seems like there is a density, very dense energy within the chest. I think this might be all the hurts you've experienced in life, all your heartbreak, disappointment, ways in which people have abandoned you, rejected you, tricked you, used you, all of that. That needs to be released. That needs to be released. Hold on. I'm being told, can you hear the rain? I think it has started raining. How does this apply to Libra? I'm being told you'll see and hear as this cycle begins, as the shifting begins, you will see and hear it if you're listening and looking. Don't allow yourself to be distracted. That's what this card is. Card number 9, what do you feel? Are you being distracted, trying to balance two different things that will never be balanced? Worrying about, your earthly existence, which that's very understandable. Everyone has to pay bills. Everyone has to pay some kind of rent. It's very understandable. But if you allow yourself to be distracted from your own personal process, do y'all hear that? You'll miss the plane taking off. I was about to say that. Can you guys hear that? That's a loud ass airplane. I don't live near an airport. I can still hear it. So it's time for you guys to fly. That's what it is. Oh gosh. Card number 36, listening for truth. The truth is going to have the roar of an airplane's engine. That's some shit. Holy shit. For those of you that are going through something right now, that are already going through something, wow. A lot of information is going to come forward. A lot of information is going to be coming forward. You have to listen for it. Don't allow your fear to blind you from what you are seeing unfolding in front of you. Okay? Listen for truth. Someone is about to mess up and say something. And this might not apply to everyone, but someone is about to say something that's going to really make you understand, no. They're going to use you. Okay? This is going to hurt you real badly. You have to listen. Listen closely. It's something that's said, and they don't realize they've given it away. They don't realize they've said too much. What is it though? Fine. Michael says it's different for everyone. So card number 10, the corn. I know this card has a much different meaning than what I kind of know it to be. Corn to me it was once a very nutritious, life-sustaining thing. Now it's one of the most highly modified food-like products. It's extremely damaging to your health, extremely damaging to your health. Corn grows so easily and so quickly. So it seems like whatever this is, it's been being watered by you. So if you allow yourself to continue growing the corn, you're going to continue to have the damaging effects, because corn, not only is it damaging to your health, the way in which corn, conventional corn, is grown, it's extremely damaging to the environment. The amount of spraying, the amount of the glyphosate leaching over into everything, the way the corn depletes the soil, all of this is tied to your spirituality. Okay, don't allow other people to plant seeds, GMO seeds, within the garden of your mind. And for me, GMO stands for grievously modified opinions. Once they realize they've said the wrong thing, meaning the truth, once they realize they've kind of like, oh shit, I said too much, they'll start to try and manipulate your mind, distort your perception. Don't listen to that shit. Don't listen to that shit. Card number 45, Shakti, transformation. Whatever this is that's being done and is affecting your mindset, it's going to help to transform you. It's definitely going to help to transform you. It might be a very uncomfortable process, but it's one that's very necessary. Very, very necessary for you and your growth. Okay. So card number 3, Mercury, mind. If you want to tell people the truth, make them laugh. Otherwise, they'll kill you. Ha ha. What was I just saying about the corn? The manipulation of the mind, recognizing too much was said. They said too much truth. So now, oh, I was just kidding. Anyways, this card suggests you put effort behind your talk. Okay. Mercury and his counterparts have very much to do with magic and medicine. Mercury is also a comedian and can be a bit of a trickster. Just when the energy seems to be flowing one way, Mercury changes the direction. Might we add, Mercury is spontaneous and insanely flexible. So, I mean, it feels like you're going to be duped for some of you. Whatever project you have going on, it might not work out the way you were planning, okay? That doesn't mean the project will never happen, but it does mean you have to keep your eyes and ears open and make sure you don't allow yourself to get caught up in bullshit. This is the planet of gaslighting, causing purposeful confusion in the minds of others to gain something not really deserved. Remember, I was telling you, it feels like someone is going to use you. It's going to start that cycle again, try and wound you. But here's the thing. If you know this in advance and you see it starting, you can stop it before you actually get wounded, right? So that's the beautiful thing about knowing things, knowing potentialities a little bit in advance. So it's time to use all of your mental faculties to get your point across. It may mark a period where you either have to talk your way out of something or talk your way into something. Beware of gossip and other scandals. What you say in this situation can and will be used against you. Holy shit. I don't know, but really, really, for some Libras, I don't know what your business is. I don't want to know. If it involves any kind of questionable legalities, there is a potentiality that you might be the one that takes the fall for a group questionable legality effort, a group project with questionable legal integrity. Okay? Be careful of that. Be careful of what you say when you start to feel like this is going to happen. Be careful of what you say. I don't care how much you trust the individual that you're talking to. Look out for yourself. I promise you, look out for yourself, because when it comes to something like that, even the most trustworthy person is going to save their own ass before they save you. Okay? Look out for yourself. So you can expect to see fast and see, boom, boom, boom. It's going to be fast. Let's see. So regarding romance, it might mean that friendship is the best option for you now. This is also the card of siblings as well as twins. So it's a time of flighty emotions and matters developing quickly. So for this, part of what this process might be, it might be trying to redirect you back towards your divine counterpart. For those that don't believe in divine counterpart, I applaud you. But for those that do believe in it, yeah, there is some validity to the whole divine counterpart twin thing. The two of you, when you do pair up, and it doesn't have to be a romantic thing, but when the two of you do pair up, you'll learn massive soul lessons at an accelerated rate. So it might be that communication between the two of you needs to increase or be allowed to happen or something, but your life is about to shift. If it hasn't already begun, it's about to shift. A lot of your old life, well, it's not yet your old life. A lot of your current life is about to become your old life. It's about to be completely removed, either by force, by choice. I don't know, but that's a feeling I keep getting. It's about to be sucked out into the ocean, taken out to deep water. And it might leave you clinging on the cliffside rocks for a little bit before the tide comes back in. But just know you have what it takes to swim. Okay? Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. The Lunar Queen. Give me a second. I really wish they would have put numbers. Here we go. The Lunar Queen. She of the celestial crescent. There's a deep feminine wisdom that recognizes the importance of cycles of rest and replenishment as essential balancing to our actions of power and demonstration. You are asked to allow this replenishment for yourself now, trusting that you are in a cycle of creation that's about to shift into a new phase. Release and enjoy the process without having to control or force it. I love when the cards just keep reiterating what I'm already saying. I'm just saying, because sometimes I'm like, where is this even coming from? Why am I feeling this kind of way? And then I start to feel bad that I'm saying all of these things because I know some of it's really harsh. And then the cards reiterate, and I'm like, see, I'm not just being a biatch. I'm not. I'm trying to hook you guys up with information. So, sometimes it can be hard to let go of a desire to force, control, and make things happen, to exert might and willpower to bring what you wish for into being by sheer determination, exertion, and force. Yet the vast creative power of the feminine principle is in honoring and flowing with cycles of activity and rest, of releasing force and surrendering into the perfection of what is happening right now. Realizing that this actually brings us divine manifestation and creation more effortlessly and gracefully and to greater effect. Yep. The quiet times are dark moon energies, the times when you will sense from your inner wisdom, your body wisdom, that you are in need of replenishing and percolation. Let it percolate. Okay. Let it percolate. Seriously, allow your energies to just mingle with you. Instead of commingling it with others, allow yourself to just marinate in your own energy. And that, when you call all your parts back to you, you'll have all your tools to build whatever fucking spiritual clubhouse you want. That's amazing shit. It could be tri-level. It could have a deck, wrap around porch. You can build a pool, whatever the fuck you want, but you need all your tools in order to build this spiritual clubhouse. You're going to need all your tools. So stop loaning all your tools out to the fucking crackheads of the neighborhood who keep pawning your shit. Woo, that's a metaphor. That is one hell of a metaphor. Okay. Oh, Kurt. I can't even roll the R right now. It's too early. Oh, Kurt. Oh, Kurt. Yeah. You have beautiful things heading your way, Libra. You really, really do. It's like the home stretch for you. You've been tested for so long. For some of you, it's like the whole life. It feels like your whole life's just been one big what the fuck. But, you know, sometimes we choose the hardest ways to learn the same lessons over and over. You can't blame anyone for that. Once you know better, you do better, right? That's the whole concept. Once you know better, hopefully you'll choose to do better. And that's why I have to be so rough and raw sometimes, because I'm not going to perpetuate your suffering. I'm not. Your suffering, for the most part, is highly unnecessary. You can still learn those same lessons without choosing the harshest way possible. You absolutely can, but it's a choice only you can make. Only you can make this choice. Only you can choose to decide to burn the very bridges that keep taking you back to the toxic lands. Only you. So burn it. Not really. Not literally. Don't burn anything that's not yours or illegal. I did not tell you to do that. I'm talking all metaphors here, okay? I am currently Mary Metaphor. Stop selling your tools to the crackheads. Build yourself a spiritual clubhouse. Make it a tri-level with an overlook and a wraparound porch. Build a swing set so you can swing the fuck out of there. Whatever you need to do, do it. Make yourself happy. Make yourself happy. Live the best life you can possibly live with the people who love you. Because there are people who love you. I know for the most part, it feels like people just don't understand you. People just tolerate you. And no, the people who love you are still there. They get sick of your bullshit. Okay. We're going to keep it real rough and raw right now. They get sick of your bullshit, but they don't leave. They still stay. They tell you all kind of shit and you think like they don't understand. No, they say these things to you because they do understand. They see how much you're allowing yourself to suffer unnecessarily. So if someone's been in your life for most of your life and you're like, oh, that person's just a hater, they just talking shit. Well, what kind of shit are they talking? Oh, are we talking fermented shit? Because the fermented shit is actually manure, which is a fertilizer, right? So that's helping to grow you. Now, if you're talking about carnivorous shit, because carnivore shit it's not used as fertilizer. It's not. As a matter of fact, I've been told it's actually toxic. It's toxic. I was going to try and use my dog's shit in the compost pile. And someone told me, no, you never put carnivore shit in the compost pile. I'm like, why? Shit is shit, right? And they're like, no, it's not. It's not. They're so different. And so I recognize that, not everyone's shit is beneficial shit. The people who like to be, consuming others, their shit is not fertilizer. Let's just get that straight. Okay. But the people who are benign, herbivores, their shit is, maybe they're talking shit to help grow you. Discern the difference between the two. Okay. So please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me every single time I'm live. Hashtag Mary Metaphor. Just We just got to hashtag that across the heart. Hashtag Merry Metaphor. Okay, stop, girl. I'm doing Aquarius next. Come join me in a few minutes. I'll be live again. Bye, guys.